Turning Point made a huge announcement. They are running their own All-American halftime show for the Super Bowl. And the interesting thing with me is the fact that Andrew Kolvet actually had the sheer audacity just the other day on the Charlie Kirk Show to tell people, think before you post, think before you say anything, because we all need time to grieve. And then 2 days later, launch the marketing and PR campaign for the All-American halftime show celebrating faith, family, and freedom. I've spent 15 years in branding, marketing, and PR. As someone else in the industry, they are dropping the ball time after time after time in how they're handling Charlie Kirk's death. I genuinely believe there's a fear of what's going to happen at Turning Point without Charlie Kirk. And so there is a scramble to double down on a certain message that maybe Charlie Kirk had started to become out of alignment with. He said he had no choice but to leave the pro-Israel cause. They're in a scramble to double down and maintain the support they do have. I am genuinely believing that they are concerned about what's going to happen with Turning Point moving forward. And the fact that Andrew Kolvet continues to run the Charlie Kirk Show at Charlie Kirk's desk under the Charlie Kirk Show name is just egregious in my books. But when we look at how they've handled this after Charlie Kirk's death, there's an estimated 20 to 30 million that's been made simply based on the marketing of Charlie Kirk's death for Turning Point. Non-conservative numbers, and I don't mean conservative in terms of politics, I mean conservative in terms of looking at the figures and estimations. Conservative figures are saying 20 to 30 million. Non-conservative are putting up to $50 million made since his death. What I'm saying is there has been a rapid pivot to monetization of grief. And then these same people that have had this rapid monetization of grief within Turning Point are the same ones that are judging, say, Candace Owens for grifting off of Charlie Kirk's death, are the same ones judging people for asking questions, because you shouldn't ask questions. People are grieving, y'all. And how they're going to show you they're grieving is by launching a halftime show. So don't ask questions. And Candace Owens is a grifter. She's making money off of his death. But oh yes, we've made upwards of $50 million. The hypocrisy knows no bounds. It is mind-blowing for me. And this episode's probably going to be a little less professional than it typically is, because I am really actually worked up over this. I'm actually upset over how they're treating Charlie after his death. Not only are they burying his beliefs and his shifting beliefs, they're doubling down on the direction they want Turning Point to go, which is not acknowledging Charlie's shifting beliefs. And the monetization of grief just leaves me feeling like I need to have a shower. And I don't know about you guys, but we're talking about even Andrew Kolvet, within hours of the shooting, showing up as a spokesperson, the rebranded best friend, upbeat on different news channels. And I think there's a well-deserved accusation that they are doing cash grabs and exploitation of Charlie's name to make money. And I'm seeing that around some journalists of saying this is a cash grab. And if you actually do need to grieve, fair enough. No question about that. I have no doubt about that. But why do we continually see new rollouts of campaigns, new rollouts of events like this, new spectacles, new slick websites? This is not showing people close to Charlie that want to grieve. In fact, the person that they are judging, Candace Owens, is taking a week off to grieve. She announced it a day before Turning Point comes out with a new event. So who's actually grieving? You have the absolute tragedy of Charlie Kirk's death, and Turning Point USA is literally turning it into rocket fuel for their brand. Just like the tribute merch drops, the memorial rallies that were really just political rallies raking in millions. Erica Kirk stepping out as CEO, vowing to make it bigger than ever. Fit the pattern, grief as a growth hack. I've spent over 15 years in the industry. You can see it a mile away. That based on the comments that I'm seeing in this X thread, people are not impressed with this move. To me, this exposes cracks in the we're just grieving facade. It might pack a venue. It probably will. But it's going to create more of that divide, that fracture that Alex Clark asked Andrew Kolvet about on the Alex Clark Show. And Andrew Kolvet danced around the answer. He wouldn't address it, that there was a divide within Turning Point USA. And I think you're going to see more of a divide based on this event. Now, let's check out the website briefly just to see what it's all about. So Turning Point USA presents the All-American Halftime Show celebrating faith, family, and freedom. And this is, again, you're launching this not just to leverage the emotions, because you're seeing people and it's starting a trend of like, I'm not going to the woke halftime show. So one, it's smart marketing and PR. You're targeting that niche, you're targeting the gap, and you're going to promote it towards those people that don't want to go to the woke halftime show. So one, they're leveraging that. It's business. It's a business move. Again, has nothing to do with grief, has nothing to do with honoring Charlie. It's a business move. Actually start this out with a form here. And the form is to tell them. So TPUSA's All-American Halftime Show, please complete the form below to be the first to receive information and updates on Turning Point USA's All-American Halftime Show on February 8th, 2026. So you put your information. So your email's required. So now you're being added to an email list. This is the front of a funnel. Yes, and there's nothing wrong with building email list. Everyone should. But again, I'm just saying this is a business move, not an honoring Charlie move. So you're now on their email list. So yes, you will get updates, but you'll likely get other stuff as well. They have your phone number. You might even get text messages. What music genres would you like to see featured? So you get to build it. This is the IKEA effect in branding psychology. You get to build it. And by clicking, yes, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and fundraising texts from Turning Point at the cell phone number above. Well, there you go. Consent is not a condition of purchase. Reply help for help and stop to cancel. Text frequency varies. Text and data rates apply. So yes, there you go. As I said, it's not just looking at the gap in the industry and where you can monetize it, but it's also the business move, doing market research, seeing what your niche wants, and then turning that out into more of what they want. So you tailor this for exactly what people want. The IKEA effect, they feel like they built it with you, so they're more likely to go. Now you have their information for phone number and email. You can send them more promotional material, get them to send you more money, and the gravy train continues. Now, the piece that really bothers me as well in regards to this is they're clearly not reading the room. Now, I'm not going to share the comments. I want to keep them private. Not blasting them on my YouTube channel, I think, is not appropriate. But when you look at some of the comments under the leaked text message video that Andrew Kolvet did on the Charlie Kirk Show, it's things like, it's so sad that Charlie cannot speak for himself. I agree. That whole episode was Andrew Kolvet reframing and redirecting what were actually Charlie Kirk's words into what he thought they were, and trying to represent them in a way that puts Turning Point in a better light and the direction that Turning Point wants to go in. Other ones here, I'm starting to think there's a lot of dirty money. Just remember, God's in control and it'll all come to the light. And someone under that says, indeed. Others, the truth will come out. Charlie deserves justice. Someone had said, under the truth will come out. Someone says it never does. Someone else says, in the end, yes, but they still deny 9/11 and JFK and so many lies. We have, the world will never be the same without Charlie. Please fight for him, no matter the price. I wish they would. What's done in the darkness will come to the light. We also have someone saying, this whole channel post Charlie leaves a terrible taste in my mouth. There's no denying it. Something's off. I agree with that. I think it's egregious that they are continuing the Charlie Kirk Show without Charlie. Someone else says the show isn't right without Charlie. Nobody can fill his spot, period. Another one, I agree. I'm not saying TPUSA should stop, but they should have done the continuation of his show. No one, I mean absolutely no one, will ever compare to him or bring the knowledge that he did. They're not doing him justice by doing this. And what this person's speaking to is continuing on with his show on his channel. Someone else, no, they are not doing him justice. They shouldn't be taking over his show. They want to keep his fan base. They are reaping his hard work in the show. They should be on a different show. This sickens me. This should be TPUSA on the show heading. Why not take over Charlie's show that he worked so hard for? Because it already has millions of subscribers. Ding, ding, ding. That's exactly it. millions of subscribers, and people that believe in Charlie. And the thing that bothers me the most is they are misrepresenting what Charlie actually wanted while using his name on his channel with his name. Just start a new YouTube Turning Point USA show, TPUSA podcast, and have it there. It's really not okay. Someone else says this podcast doesn't sound the same without Charlie. It feels hollow and empty. Something isn't right. I pray the full truth will come out, no matter who was involved, praying for truth and everyone affected by this major loss. Someone else says, I didn't want to betray my friend's trust after he was just assassinated. I'm sure Charlie would want the truth to be told. That's what Charlie was all about, the truth. Someone else, transparency is the only way out. Another person, truth and transparency, the only way. Someone else, just got to say, the continuation of the Charlie Kirk Show should have their own separate social media page from now on for YouTube and other media sites. Charlie's channel isn't the same without him. It would respect Charlie's legacy and ideas to let his channel rest with his words rather than the continued voices of his team. His team will add more works that Charlie has no input or leadership on. The future of the show can go really well or can go really bad. Either way, this channel should not have to take the damage of the team's decisions, if there comes any. I respect them for carrying on strongly, but it just feels wrong to get notifications from Charlie when it's not him. Someone else, he was betrayed. It's so obvious. Talk about that. So there is a lot of pushback, rightfully so, on Turning Point USA and how they've been handling this. And I want to show one more thing. And I'm just going to say it on the YouTube channel. Why is Andrew Kolvet the face now? I don't understand. I genuinely don't understand. Why doesn't Andrew Kolvet have the Andrew Kolvet show? Why doesn't he head up a Turning Point USA show? Am I and the readers, the viewers that I read comments from, the only ones that think this is weird? He is the face on every single episode now. Look at that. It's the Andrew Kolvet show. There you go. It's also this one 9 days ago. So Trump and Erica, do not forget. Interesting that just 7 days later, they're going to launch the All-American halftime show, which I imagine Trump's going to have a big role in. Trump was there dancing, singing with Erica at the memorial/political event. But this is the Andrew Kolvet show now. And I'm not a huge fan of some of these clickbaity titles, like this actually happening. Bad Bunny gets canceled by TPUSA. Yeah, so I'm not really a fan of these clickbaity headlines, whether you agree with the Super Bowl halftime show or not. I don't watch football. I could care less. I could even care less than that on who does the halftime show, but I know it's big for a lot of people. To me, it just seems tone deaf to be launching that now. It feels like grief monetization. And the fact that Andrew Kolvet is now the face of the Charlie Kirk Show is just, I can't wrap my head around it. I genuinely, there you go. You want to know who's taking over? Andrew Kolvet. Because he is the face on every single thumbnail now. I don't know, guys. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. That's all I have to say. I am not impressed. I'm not impressed with what they've done to Charlie's legacy. I'm not impressed with how they try and pretend it's no big deal, that they ignore certain aspects of his beliefs that he had closer to his death, that they trivialize them, that they play it off as him just being frustrated so that they can steamroll ahead with the Turning Point agenda. And I'm not impressed with how Andrew Kolvet is very clearly taking over the Charlie Kirk Show. You know, Erica Kirk had said at one point something along the lines of like, we're not going to post pretending to be him. Like, that would be weird. She said something along the lines of that when she went on the Charlie Kirk Show. But what do you call it when people are getting alerts from Charlie Kirk, but it's actually Andrew Kolvet? What do you call it when people are watching the Charlie Kirk Show, but it's Andrew Kolvet? I mean, to me, it's the same thing. It's the same difference. You are actually creating content, leveraging his name. I don't want to go as far to say pretending to be him, because they're not pretending to be him. It's not like Andrew's getting on there and being like, hey, I'm Charlie Kirk. They're not doing that. But you actually are walking a thin line on pretending to be him. Get your own channels. This is just weird to me. I don't agree with it. It doesn't sit right. And all this does is tell me the true beliefs and intention and motivation for everyone at Turning Point USA. And it just, I'm sorry. I don't agree, Erica. I think 100% you are in some ways pretending to be him moving forward, because people are literally getting alerts from Charlie Kirk on their YouTube channel. I'm almost waiting for them to slowly get like everyone ready. It's like putting the frog in hot water, right? Or boiling the frog alive, which is horrible, by the way. Ugh. But you slowly start it with warm water and increase the temperature. I'm waiting for the day this channel flips and it's Andrew Kolvet show. I wouldn't be shocked at this point. All right, guys, I can't talk about this more. It just infuriates me. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you. Oh, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit get notifications before you go. Hang out on Substack. We're getting it started. It's meant to officially kick off in November, but I'm going to get content on there for you now because I wasn't expecting everyone to start moving over. Hang out over on Substack. I'll also on the paid tier be creating content that I don't think I can put on YouTube because I keep getting struck on YouTube and I keep getting demonetized and shadow banned. All right, with that, I'm going to let you guys go. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys. What I found, nobody wants to hear.